Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tucker Coliseum for today's Division II volleyball matchup between the Hilltoppers of St. Edward's University and the Arkansas Tech Golden Suns. I'm Patrick Camerling, joined alongside the one and only Paul Smith for our broadcast today. Glad to have you here with us. Behind 17 kills from Hunter Eschner and 10 kills from Lauren Rodimer's, Arkansas Tech defeated the University of Arkansas Monticello 3-0 last night in Monticello. The Golden Suns stole a 28-26 win in set one before winning the next two 25-20 and 25-22 respectively. After the win, the Suns moved to 9-7 on the season and 4-1 in the Great American Conference. The Hilltoppers of St. Edward's University come into the match with a record of 5-8 on the season and are 3-0 in the Heartland Conference. After a 3-1 road win last night versus Newman University, Michaela Parker dominated the net on defense with 10 total blocks. She also added 6 kills and 2 assists. The duo of Katie Martin and Kate Hendricks each recorded 10 kills, while Hendricks also smashed 2 service aces. Avalon France and Julia Hartley were efficient at the setter position with 18 assists and 17 assists, respectively. Hartley also notched a double-double with 10 digs. Well, we've got a great match coming up. Paul, what do you think are some keys to the game for the Golden Suns here as they step out of conference play today?
I think for Arkansas Tech, it's play with efficiency on the offensive end. If you don't make a lot of attack errors, keep the ball in play, I think that the Golden Suns offense is up to the task. And I think really it's going to come down to Arkansas Tech's back line. You've got some really solid play back there from Madison Nagel and Maddie Dix. And if you can keep back there and keep a lot of balls in play, that's going to work in the Golden Suns' favor. I don't think that blocking is going to go towards Arkansas Tech today, so offensively, avoid the blocks. Defensively, keep the back line pressure up, and Arkansas Tech could have a good day today.
After the win last night, it looked like they got the service errors problem out of the way that we saw here versus Henderson State on Tuesday.
Well, you know, those are 3 points from the other team, so you just want to make sure that you avoid errors, you know, all across the board. One thing that we haven't seen a lot of are setting errors, the ball handling errors per se. Obviously, you want to avoid those. Just avoid miscues, because I think you have to play a better-than-average game to beat a team the caliber of St. Edward's.
We're about to get underway. Great match upcoming. Don't go anywhere. This is Golden Suns Volleyball. Back at Tucker Coliseum, Patrick Camerling, Paul Smith for this Division II volleyball match between the Arkansas Tech Golden Suns and the Hilltoppers of St. Edward's University. Starting lineups today, Paul, you got those for us?
Yes, for Arkansas Tech, Hunter Eschner, a sophomore out of Russellville, will start. She'll be joined by freshman Amanda Milnick. McCall Wilkins will start. She's a senior out of Conway. Maddie Dix, sophomore from Bushland, Texas, in the back line. Ellie Perkins up front, freshman out of Van Alstyne, Texas, and Lauren Rodimer's a middle blocker, 6'4", and you can't teach that, out of Plano, Texas. Libero for Arkansas Tech will be Madison Nagel, former Great American Conference Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time All-Conference performer. So Arkansas Tech putting a pretty stout lineup out there. Against St. Edward's, you got Julia Hartley up front along with Tabitha Elder and Madison McClurg. And on your back line, or correction, that's Kate Hendricks up front. On the back line, you've got McClurg. You've also got Michaela Grill, and your libero is going to be Morgan Beckham.
Leading off, serving for the Golden Suns, Maddie Dix, number 15, and here we go. Over to the Hilltoppers, the set, the attack. Back to the Suns we go. Diving dig. Nagel pushes it back to the Hilltoppers. Finds a hole, and that's going to be a point for the Hilltoppers early.
St. Ed's got Arkansas Tech out of rhythm there right off the opening attack. There was a lot of out-of-position play there. St. Edward's really seemed to know where to put the ball, and Arkansas Tech got caught a little bit out of position on that first point.
Serving first for the Hilltoppers, number 2, Julia Hartley. The set and the attack by Milnick. Back over to the Suns. Rosinski to Wilkins. Tipped off a defender, and here come the Hilltoppers. The set, the attack, a diving dig by Rosinski. Dicks the set, the attack by Milnick to the back line. Set, the attack by McClurg over to the Suns. Here comes Wilkins. Too low of a set, though, in the net, and the Hilltoppers have a 2-0 lead.
Timing on the set just not there for McCall Wilkins to be able to get in there and make that play.
Hartley will serve it once again for the Hilltoppers. Maddie Dix on the dig. The set, the attack by Eschner in there for the Golden Suns point, and they only trail by 1.
Hunter Eschner, one of the outstanding players on this Arkansas Tech offense, somebody who Tech needs to get going in a game like this.
Madison Nagel serving for the Suns. The set, the attack by Grill for the Hilltoppers. Rosinski, the set, the attack by Eschner, a nice block back to the Suns. Here comes Milnick. We're going to say it tipped off a defender, and we're tied up.
Well, Amanda Milnick adds such a dimension to this Arkansas Tech team. She can set, she hits from the right side, comes with that left-handed attack. Really gives Coach Christy Byer a weapon that we have not seen in several years.
Nagel serve it once again. The set to Hartley, and the attack out of bounds, and another point for the Suns. And your score is 3-2 now.
First lead of the match for the Golden Suns.
Third serve coming from Nagel. The dig, the set, the attack by Hendricks over to the Suns. Rosinski, the set, here comes Eschner. Block back to the Suns now. Rosinski over Eschner once again, tipped off the defenders on the front line. The set by Hartley. Back over to the Suns now. Rosinski, Rodemers, diving dig by the back line. Another block by Rodemers and Eschner back to the Hilltoppers. The attack, good rally going here. Rosinski on the set, the attack by Milnick over to the Hilltoppers once again. Tries to find a hole, and they're going to do it after a great rally there, and they're going to tie it up 3-3.
These teams are playing very tenaciously here in the early going.
Tabitha Elder, senior from Houston, Texas, will serve next for St. Edwards. Serve to Maddie Dix. The set by Rosinski over. Had to dive for that one. Paul out of bounds, and they're going to be another point for the Hilltoppers.
Back and forth in the early going.
Tabitha Elder to serve once again. The dig by Maddie Dix. The set by Rosinski. Here comes Nagel. Going to be a point for the Hilltoppers, and their lead is 5-3 now. Third serve coming from Elder. Eschner to Rosinski. The attack by Rodemers. Dig by Hartley. Back over to the Suns by McClurg. The set, the attack by Milnick. In there for the Golden Suns point, and your score is now 5-4. Kaylee Kinsella checks in now. She's going to bring up Amanda Milnick to serve for the Golden Suns. Serve coming. Dig by Morgan Beckham. Set, the attack by McClurg. Dig by Maddie Dix. Set, attack by Eschner. A nice block, though, on the front line by Kate Hendricks. And also Michaela Parker for the Hilltoppers, and their lead is now 6-4.
Those are two of St. Ed's top blockers. Hendricks averaging 0.4 blocks a set. Parker at 1 block a set.
Here come the Suns. Kinsella going to get tied up. Another block for the Hilltoppers, and their lead is now 7-4.
It's not exactly the start that you think Christy Byer would be looking for out of the team today, but, 3-point game, early going. Still plenty of time to adjust here.
Kate Hendricks to serve for the Hilltoppers. Madison Nagel tries to run away and get a set. It's going to be out of bounds and result in another point for the Hilltoppers. Your score is now 8-4.
Hilltoppers creating a little bit of separation now with a 4-point lead.
Served by Hendricks over to Eschner. The dig by Milnick. The attack by Kinsella in there for the Golden Suns point, and that's what you needed after going on that run there.
And a senior like Kaylee Kinsella stepping up there, making a big play. Kinsella has really provided a lot of depth this year, but she's come up with some pretty big games. As Kenzie Dozier, freshman, checks in.
Hunter Eschner serving now for the Suns. Going to be in there for another Golden Suns point, and here come the Suns. Scores now to 8-6.
It looked like an errant pass, and Dozier was right there waiting for it. Puts it back down, and Tech back within 2.
Second serve from Eschner. Set by Hartley. The attack by Parker. Over to the Suns, tries to get it back over, but it's going to be out of bounds by Hunter Eschner, and the score is now 9-6.
Golden Suns fought there to try to keep it going, but as Eschner tried to send it back over, it was just a little bit errant.
Avalon France and also Katie Martin check in for the Hilltoppers. Avalon France will be the server. Over to the Suns now. Madison Nagel there with the dig. The set by Millick and the attack by Dozier. In there for the Golden Suns point. And they only trail by 2 now. 9-7 your score. Brings up Lauren Rodemers to serve for the Golden Suns. And like you said, you can't teach that height there.
Cannot teach that.
It'll be an ace, and that's a point for the Golden Suns. Only trail by 1 now, 9-8 your score. Rodemers to serve once again. Dig by McClurg. The set, the attack by Martin. Over to the Suns. Kinsella on the attack, in there for the Golden Suns point, and we're tied up.
Golden Suns with a nice little rally to knock this set here. 9-9 in the opening set.
Suns trying to retake the lead here. Third serve coming from Lauren Rodemers. Set, the attack by McClure, going to try and bloop it over, but Kaylee Kinsella's there. The set by Milnick, the attack by Dozier. Diving safe. Set, attack by Martin. Eschner's there with the dig. Milnick the set over to Dozier. In there for the Golden Suns point, and they have retaken the lead.
And there you go again, Amanda Milnick providing that little extra spark by being able to set as well as hit from the right side.
Rodimer serves once again, catches them off guard, and another point for the Golden Suns. 11-9 is their lead now.
And it looked right there as St. Ed's takes its first time out. It looked right there as just they were trying to get into position as the set was coming, and Hendricks just didn't have time to recover to try to receive it.
Golden Suns have retaken the lead here. Going into the timeout, we'll take a quick one with them. 11-9 your score here in set one. Don't go anywhere. This is Golden Suns Volleyball. Back at Tucker Coliseum, 11-9 your score here in set number one. Golden Suns coming back from a 5-point deficit, getting back in this game.
The Arkansas Tech showing some staying power here, scoring 5 straight points now, taking the lead 11-9, and Rodemers will serve coming out of the timeout.
As he said, to serve over to the Hilltoppers now. Here comes McClurg for the Hilltoppers, but Rodemers there on the back line with the dig. The set by Milnick, the attack by Kinsella. Another point for the Golden Suns, and their lead is now 12-9.
Looked like the back line had cheated up a little bit there just to try to, playing a shallow hit, and Kinsella went just a little bit long. It was just outside the reach of the extended arms of their backline defenders.
Serve from Rodemers once again over to the Hilltoppers. A nice blooper over, but Kinsella's there to push it back to the Hilltoppers. McClurg on the attack, Rodemers there with the dig. The set by Milnick backwards to Kinsella. Another point for Kinsella, and she's really played a big role coming off the bench here.
I'll tell you what, we put Kaylee Kinsella on the program today. We might have to do that again.
I believe the 7th set coming from Rodemers. Lost track. Low dig pushes it back to the Suns. A diving set by Milnick, and Wilkins pushes it back over to the Hilltoppers. The set, the attack, going to be a little blooper into a hole in the defense, and the score is now 13-10. 3-point lead for the Golden Suns. Going to bring up Morgan Beckham to serve for the Hilltoppers. Little blooper on the front line. Run up dig by Eschner. Too many hits there as they found a hole in the defense, and another point for St. Edwards. 13-11 your score. We said Kinsella comes off the bench, already has 4 kills and a hitting percentage of .600. Service over the Hilltoppers, catching the Suns off guard, but a nice save by Kinsella, and the attack by Milnick over to the Hilltoppers now. Elder back over to the Suns now. Nagel the set, the attack by Kinsella. Over to the Hilltoppers, but they push it back to the Suns. Milnick the set, Wilkins wasn't ready for that one, but it's going to be a point. I don't think she was expecting that one.
Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than right on, I'm telling you. McCall Wilkins tried to put it over. Wasn't necessarily the best, but it was effective, which is all you really have to ask for there.
Brings up Sarah Rosinki to serve for the Suns. Dig by Kate Hendricks over to Katie Martin in there for a Hilltopper point. And your score is now 14-12.
Big kill there.
I'm getting out of the way of that one if that was ever in right in front of me. That was a rocket.
That is that's a concussion waiting to happen.
Madison McClurg serving now for St. Edwards. Eschner's there with the dig, the set by Milnick. McCall Wilkins back to the back line of the Hilltoppers. Here comes McClurg. A nice block by McCall Wilkins, gets airborne, and your score is now 15-12.
McCall was ready for that one, there is no doubt.
Serving number 15, Maddie Dix.
Maddie Dix to serve for the second time today for the Suns. Low dig by the Hilltoppers, but they get it back to the Suns. Rosinki, the set, the attack by Eschner, finds a hole in the defense, and another point for the Golden Suns, and your score is 16-12.
And I think they were looking for Hunter's smash there, but she just used a little bit of finesse to drop that one down. Tech ahead by 4 in this opening set.
Good awareness there by Eschner. Maddie Dix to serve once again. The set by France is going to be over and in for another point for St. Edwards, and they only trail by 3 now. Julia Hartley and also Michaela Grill will check in for the Hilltoppers. Julia Hartley will be the server. And here comes the serve. Maddie Dix is there with the dig. Set by Rosinki over to Eschner. Tips off the front line. Grill's there with the dig. The set by Hartley in the attack. And a nice block by Wilkins. And also Eschner, another point for the Golden Suns. Their lead is now 17-13.
You know, you look at the play of St. Edwards thus far, 13 points. Only 5 of those points coming off kills, Patrick.
Madison Nagel serve over to the Hilltoppers. Grill tries to be there, but Rodemers uses her height to block it back over. Here come the Suns, though. Rosinki over to Rodemer. She pushes it back to McClurg on the back line. The set, the attack. Rosinki there with the dig. Eschner tries to push it back to the Hilltoppers, but we got a big rally going here. Back to the Suns. Milnick pushes it back to the Hilltoppers, but here comes Grill once again. Madison Nagel there with the dig. The set to Rosinki over to Eschner, just out over the back line. It's going to be a point for the Hilltoppers after that really long rally.
Catch your breath after a rally like that. Boy, you see it just go back and forth like that. Neither team really able to put it away. And finally, St. Edwards takes advantage of the 7th attack error of the night for Arkansas Tech.
Tabitha Elders serve over to the Suns. Milnick tries to squeeze one in front of the back line, not going to be able to. And your score is now 17-15.
That is 8 attack errors for Arkansas Tech out of St. Edwards' 15 points. 8 attack errors, 5 kills for the Hilltoppers.
Eschner's there with the dig after the Hilltopper serve. A rocket is going to be in there for a Golden Suns point. And your score is now 18-15.
Well, sometimes you just have to hit the ball real hard.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I would not want to be behind one of Hunter Eschner's attacks. Michaela Grill is going to try and sneak one in there, but it's going to be out of bounds. Another point for Tech, and their score is now 19-15 and have a comfy 4-point lead.
This is a game of inches. That ball was not out by much, maybe 2 or 3.
Amanda Milnick serve in there for the ace. And the Suns are 5 points away from getting a set 1 victory.
Now that one was on the far side of the court. That one looked close, but the line judge right on top of it.
Yep. They're going to take a timeout. We're going to take one with them. 20-15 your score here in set 1. Golden Suns trying to get an early lead. Don't go anywhere. This is Golden Suns Volleyball. back at Tucker Coliseum here in set number 1, best of 5. 20-15 your score with the Golden Suns, and the advantage going to bring up Amanda Milnick to serve. Great play by both teams, though, thus far, Paul.
Very good play thus far. The defense has been very solid. The hitting percentage is not high, but you can kind of attribute that to a little bit of feeling out here in the opening set.
Get back to the action now. Amanda Milnick's serve going to be in there for the tech point after the Hilltoppers failed to get it back over to the Suns, and your score is now 21-15.
Kayla Parker had the right idea coming across there, but it seemed like as she went to make the attack, it just hit off the edge of her hand and didn't get across.
Another service error by the Suns from Amanda Milnick's serve, and her score is 21-16 now.
Serving number 22, Kate Hendricks.
Kate Hendricks, number 22 for St. Edwards, will serve now. Serve is over to the Suns. Milnick set. Hunter Eschner tries to sneak one over, and she does it again. That's the second time she's done that.
Hey, Hunter Eschner can beat you in a lot of ways, and she's shown it in the last 3 points.
She'll be up to serve next. And here's the serve from Eschner with a 22-16 lead. Grill with the set over to McClurg. Nagel's dig pushes it back to the Hilltoppers, but here comes Grill on the attack. Eschner's there with the dig. The set by Milnick over to Dozier. In there for the tech point, and the Suns are 2 points away.
And what you're seeing so far, Patrick, is Arkansas Tech's doing a great job terminating. They are killing the ball very well. St. Edwards has not been able to establish that. 16 points, only 5 of them coming off kills.
Hunter Eschner serve over to the Hilltoppers now, but here comes McClurg with the attack. Eschner there with the dig. Milnick pushes it backwards on the set. Kinsella tries to get it over, but low and into the net there.
Yeah, they continued to play it because sometimes you just can't tell from where we're sitting whether that one actually got over or whether an opposing player got their hands on it, but that lead official's got the right angle there, and she was able to tell that the ball just did not get over the net, so they blew the play dead. 4 hits, and it's back to St. Ed's.
Avalon France serving now for the Hilltoppers. Nagel there with the dig. Milnick the set. The attack by Rodemers. The Hilltoppers attack over to the Suns now, and Kenzie Dozier's there, but a nice block by McClurg on the front line. Kinsella tries to get it over again, but same thing that just happened, low and in the net again, and the line judge makes a good call.
Yeah, they were right on top of that one, and St. Edwards now back within 5.
Avalon France serving once again for the Hilltoppers. Nagel there with the dig, the set by Milnick over to Dozier. In there, that rocket. There's no chance on that one.
And again, termination, that's the order of the day. Arkansas Tech now in this opening set with 15 kills.
Marissa Drevnock to come in to try and put this one away here in set 1 with a 24-18 lead. And here's the serve. The dig, the set by Hartley over to the Suns now. Eschner, the dig, Milnick, the set. The attack by Dozier, but is blocked and keeps going for the Suns. Milnick back over to the back line now of the Hilltoppers. The set, the attack by McClurg. Eschner with the one-handed dig, the diving set by Drevnock back over to the Hilltoppers now. They found a hole though in the Golden Suns defense after that rally, and St. Edwards stays alive.
Well, Patrick, you get a defense off balance, and it's kind of hard to recover sometimes. It's very much like tennis. When you hit a long return shot, you may get it in, but then you've got to get back into position for the next one. So sometimes that can be difficult once you get out of system.
Morgan Beckham serving for the Hilltoppers. McCall Wilkins pushes it over though, and they're going to call
net violation.
Is it a net violation?
Net
I didn't
violation.
see the hand on that one.
They're saying McCall got into the net with the body. So it's a point for St. Ed's, and the Hilltoppers are back within 4.
Beckham to serve once again. Dozier is there with the dig, the set by Milnick over to Kinsella. A quick over by France to the Suns. Milnick the set, McCall Wilkins the attack. Set by France over to McClurg now from the Hilltoppers. Milnick there with a nice dig. The set by Nagel over to Kinsella, going to be a little far out of bounds, but she gets it back over. The set, the attack. Dozier's there with the dig. Kinsella tries to put it in there and a point, and that's going to do it here in set number 1. Great rally and a great finish to set number 1 there, Paul.
Kaylee Kinsella with a big set in the opening one. Five kills in the opening set. Hunter Eschner with 4. Kenzie Dozier with 4. No attack errors for Dozier. So the Golden Suns off to a very good start. 25-20 the score after set number 1. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with the second set of this one. Fans, don't go away. This is Golden Suns Volleyball.
Back at Tucker Coliseum, Arkansas Tech with a 1-0 lead here in this Division II volleyball matchup between St. Edward's University and Arkansas Tech here on this Friday afternoon, joined by Paul Smith. Paul, that was a good first set there by the Golden Suns.
Very good set for the Golden Suns, and I think the thing that impressed me the most was the defensive play. St. Edward's limited to 6 kills. Arkansas Tech just would not let them put it away. The thing that the Golden Suns have to improve upon going forward are the unforced errors. 11 attack errors, only 1 service error. But, you think about it, that's 11 free points that they gave St. Edward's on attack errors. And otherwise, that set's not going to be a 5-point set. That might be a 10-point set or more because, you're not going to get rid of all the attack errors, but certainly hitting 098, not exactly what you want to see offensively, but, hey, there were some bright spots out there, and I think, you look at the play of Kaylee Kinsella, but Kenzie Dozier in particular, coming out there and taking advantage of their time.
Set number 2 getting underway with the Hilltoppers serving first. Avalon France. Serve goes over to the Suns, and here comes Milnick on the attack. A nice block by the front line of the Hilltoppers back to the Suns. Wilkins tries to drop one in there, but the Hilltoppers are there. The attack, another nice block by Wilkins and Milnick there, but it's going to be over and back to the Suns again. They find a hole for a quick 1-0 lead here after a nice rally to start off set number 2.
And Sarah Rosenke deked him out there a little bit, goes up with kind of the faux set that just fell in between some St. Ed's players with a point for Tech.
Madison Nagel serves over to the Hilltoppers, and the Hilltoppers have it once again. Now to the Suns, Rosenke to Milnick. In there for another Golden Suns point and a 2-0 lead for Tech.
Arkansas Tech off to a very solid start here in set number 2.
Nagel to serve once again. McClurg there on the dig. The set by France. Tries to drop one in there. Maddie Dix pushes it back to Nagel, and Nagel just gets it over. And here come the Hilltoppers. A nice diving dig by Maddie Dix, and here comes Hunter Eschner. Give you a point. They're going to say it was out of bounds, hit the side of the net up there, but
went into the antenna, so once the ball hits that antenna, it is automatically out.
Can't do that.
You can't do that.
Morgan Beckham to serve for the Hilltoppers. Maddie Dix is there. The set by Rosinski, the attack by Rodemers finds a hole in another Golden Suns point. 3-1 lead now for the Golden Suns. Kaylee Kinsella checks in for the Suns. Amanda Milnick serving now for the Suns. The dig, the set, the attack by McClurg. They're going to say she was in the net, though, and a point for Tech.
Yeah, she got up on top of that ball and was just a little bit too close to the net there. So 4-1 Arkansas Tech.
Amanda Milnick serving once again. A point. Are they calling a rotation error there?
Yes, St. Ed's out of rotation on the serve, and now Arkansas Tech with a 5-1 lead.
Amanda Milnick will serve once again after the error that resulted in a point for the Suns, and they have a 5-1 lead. Here comes the serve from Milnick. France had to run over and set it up to McClurg, and now the Suns have it. Milnick to Eschner. Another one in there for another Tech point.
And these are the starts that lead to quick timeouts.
Yes. If they score another point, I would expect that the Hilltoppers would take one after this. Milnick to serve once again. The dig, the set by France, and the attack in the net. Another point for the Suns. And their lead is now 7-1. Didn't take the timeout like I called. She wants to, I think.
She almost did.
Yeah. She was
making her way to the official. I bet it's coming soon if they don't stop this Tech run.
Hilltoppers push it back over to the Suns. Milnick to Rodemers. Another point for the Golden Suns. 8-1 their lead here in set number 2. And there's that timeout we were looking for.
Timeout for St. Ed's. Arkansas Tech has opened up an 8-1 lead here in set number 2, Patrick, and the Golden Suns have done it behind some very efficient offense. Tech hitting 500 in the current set.
Great start here for the Golden Suns. Like we said, we're gonna take a quick break with them. We'll be back in a few seconds. This is Golden Suns volleyball. Back at Tucker Coliseum here in set number 2. 8-1 your lead for the Golden Suns. A strong start here.
Patrick, Arkansas Tech with 5 kills in this set has 1 fewer kill than St. Ed's has for the entire match. The Hilltoppers with just 6 kills, and their 1 point this set came off of a Tech attack error.
Great start thus far. Amanda Milnick serve now out of the timeout over to the Hilltoppers, and McClurg comes out with force out of the timeout and gets a point.
I'll just keep that to myself next time. St. Ed's came out and absolutely did a great job terminating on that point. They have cut the Tech lead to 8-2.
After the kill, McClurg will step up and serve for the Hilltoppers. Maddie Dix is there. Milnick over to Kinsella. They're going to give the point to Tech after it just hit the antenna once again.
Yeah, she hits it into the block, and off the block, the ball goes into the antenna. Last touch by St. Ed's. Point for the Golden Suns.
9-2 your score. Brings up Hunter Eschner serving for the Suns. Nice serve off of the defender. Had to run over there and get it, and they just get it back over now to the Suns. Milnick back to Kinsella off the front line. McClurg's there for the diving dig. The set by France. Elder pushes it over. Milnick to Nagel to Dozier. Point Tech.
Dozier hits it into the block, and it just takes a very friendly bounce for Arkansas Tech. St. Ed's defenders, if they were following kind of the trajectory of the initial hit, were in position, but that little deflection put it on the floor.
Eschner serves once again to McClurg to France. Back over to the Suns now. Dozier tries to get it over. France there with the dig, though. Hendricks pushes it back to the Suns. Milnick tries to set one up for Rodemers and just even too high for the 6'4" front line defender, and that's going to be a point for the Hilltoppers.
Just a simple miscue, and those things happen. And in a match where you have a 9-point lead in the set, it's you can forgive those.
The serve by the Hilltoppers over to the Suns and back to the Hilltoppers. And here comes the front line of the Golden Suns, and they're going to give them a point after a nice block by Kaylee Kinsella and Lauren Rodemers.
And that was one of those where you weren't sure whether it was touched, whether it went over, but they let it play. Ball falls down, and there's a point for Arkansas Tech. Golden Suns with a 12-2 advantage.
Score is actually 11-3.
11-3.
After figuring out the score there, it's going to be another point for the Golden Suns, and your score is now 12-3.
Ted, it's 12-3.
Brings up Lauren Rodemers to serve. Over to McClurg on the back line. Alexa McAndrew tries to get one over, but the Suns are there, and another point gives them a 13-3 lead.
13-3. One more point for St. Ed's.
Rodemers to serve once again. Elder back to Rodemers on the dig. The set by Milnick and the attack by Kinsella. A diving save by the back line of the Hilltoppers, but the Suns are there and push it back right to him. Here comes Elder into the net. Another point for the Suns, and their lead is now 14-3.
Well, the Golden Suns have come out, and we talked about limiting those errors. They've done it here in the early going.
Another timeout by St. Edwards will take one with them. 14-3 your score here in set number 2. Don't go anywhere. This is Golden Suns Volleyball. Back at Tucker Coliseum here in set number 2. A 14-3 lead here for the Golden Suns out of the timeout. A great start after a rough set number 1, you could say, with some things that need to be fixed.
Now, it looks like in the early going of set number 2, they have addressed those changes.
Brings up Lauren Rodemers, serving for the Golden Suns. Backline, Morgan Beckham there for the Hilltoppers. Back to the Suns now. Eschner to Kinsella. A hard hit ball is going to be out of bounds off of the backline defender, and your score is now 15-3. Great set thus far by the Golden Suns. Rodemers serving once again. McClurg is there. The set, attack by Elder, nice dig by Milnick. Rodemers the set over to Kinsella. Another dig by Beckham's going to be out of bounds as it comes off the right hand, couldn't get there, and your score is now 16-13.
16-3.
3. It's Friday, man.
It is Friday.
I'm trying to. Been in class all day, getting out of it. After another Rodemers serve for the Hilltoppers. Now Milnick has it. Ellie Perkins gets it in there for a Tech point, making her first appearance and her first kill of the day. 17-3 your score.
Welcome to the match. And this is, I don't think anybody expected this one.
After Rodimer's serve, McClure's going to get it over for a point for St. Edward's, ending the long run by the Golden Suns. And your score is now 17-4. Tabitha Elder serving now for the Hilltoppers. Dozier to Eschner, back to Dozier, is going to get over to Elder, hit her in an awkward spot where she could fumble it around, and they're going to get it over, but a nice block by Dozier is going to give the Golden Suns a point. There was a lot going on in that rally there, Paul.
Absolutely, but boy, it just seems like in this set, a set where everything has gone right for the Golden Suns, it's continuing to do that.
Sarah Zinke serving it now for the Suns. Beckham there with the dig, the set, the attack by Kate Hendricks. Back to Nagel. Zinke to Perkins is going to get blocked, and a point for St. Edward's. 18-5 your score. Kate Hendricks serving now for the Hilltopper. Eschner to Rosinski to Milnick with force. Another point for Tech, 19-5 your score.
Well, we talked about it being a good start for Arkansas Tech, and that start has just continued.
Maddie Dix to serve now. Over to McClurg, the attack. Nagel with a nice dig, but it's going to be out of bounds as that was a rocket right at her. And a point for St. Edward's. Avalon France and Haley Rayer checking in for St. Edward's. Avalon France to serve. Maddie Dix is there to Rosinski, to Eschner, tries to catch the defense off guard, but France is there. After a collision and a ball into our broadcast booth, it's going to be another point for Tech, and their lead is now 20-6.
Serving number 14,
Madison Nagel to serve for the Suns, trying to put away the set number 2. France over to McClurg, another hard hit ball off of the defender for the Suns, and that's going to be a point for the Hilltoppers. 20-7 your score.
Serving number 18,
Morgan Beckham serving for St. Edward's now. Maddie Dix to Rosinski to Eschner. 3 defenders there to block it and push it back over to the Suns. Eschner now once again, another diving dig by Beckham to France. The attack by Kate Hendricks just out of bounds, another point for Tech, and the Suns are 4 points away.
And you take a look at it, Patrick, and the one thing that's different from this set to the previous set are the attack errors. That first set might have been this lopsided had the Golden Suns been able to keep the ball in bounds like they have in this one.
Amanda Milnick serving now. McClurg there for the Hilltoppers, but the Suns keep it alive. The set to Eschner. She finds a blooper, and that's in there for another Tech point. Your score is now 22-7.
Arkansas Tech hitting almost 400 in this set.
Amanda Milnick serving for the Suns with a 22-7 lead, 3 points away. Beckham, the dig to France. The attack by Rayer is going to be a point for Tech.
Didn't make it over the net, 4 hits.
I got to learn all the like your hand signals here. 23-7 your score.
You'll have it by the end of the season, Patrick.
It's getting there. Another point for the Suns, 24-7, and the Suns are 1 point away. Another serve by Milnick. France to McClurg. Kinsella's there, pushes it over, and St. Edward's is going to stay alive after a hard hit ball by McClurg, and the score is now 24-8. Madison McClurg serving. 3 kills on the day for her. Milnick to Rodimers in there, and that's going to do it for set number 2. Your final score, 25-8. Tech with a 2-set lead in this matchup that's best of 5. What were some highlights there besides, just the domination, I guess is the best word to say in that match.
Patrick, I think the whole set was a highlight. I mean, it was one of those things where it was a definite contrast from set number one, where there were a lot of attack errors. 13 attack errors for the match for the Golden Suns, 11 of those coming in the opening set. What you saw was a team make adjustments and really just ratchet up the pressure offensively. Arkansas Tech came out and played a nearly flawless offensive set. It was textbook. It was absolutely textbook, and Arkansas Tech with a commanding win in set number two, take a 2-0 match lead, and St. Edward's has their back against the wall. And if it had started out with a 25-8 in the first set and St. Ed's came back 25-20 in the second set, you'd think maybe momentum could be switching, but at the same time, Arkansas Tech responded to the problems they had in the opening set, and now the Golden Suns definitely have momentum at their back as we get ready for set number three.
We have a 2-minute break until set number three. The Suns with a 2-0 lead trying to make it a third and in the match. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. This is Golden Suns Volleyball. Back at Tucker Coliseum here for set number three. Arkansas Tech leading the match 2-0. Paul, that was a great showing there by the Suns last set.
You couldn't ask for much more. I mean, you take a look at what the team did, and like I said, nearly flawless volleyball for Arkansas Tech. And, you know, it's just one of those things where Tech right now out-hitting St. Ed's. Tech at 221, St. Ed's at negative 050. I think the difference that you're seeing here right now is you have one team terminating and one team not. And St. Ed's is struggling to put the ball away. It was close in the opening set because Arkansas Tech did make a lot of unforced errors, and St. Ed's, to their credit, executed well enough on defense to take advantage of a lot of miscues by Arkansas Tech to get some points there. But set number two, you just saw Arkansas Tech keep it in system, play their game, and take a very commanding win. And if Arkansas Tech can continue that, then, you know, we could be looking at a three-set match.
And that's exactly what the Suns are trying to do here as we start set number three. Maddie Dix to serve. To set the attack the Hilltoppers over to the Suns, but a quick back over by MCCALL Wilkins. Here come the Hilltoppers, though. Maddie Dix there with the dig. The set by Rosinski, the attack by Nagel. Beckham's there with the dig. The set, the attack by McClurg. They're going to call a double hit on McClurg. And that's going to be a point for Tech. 1-0 your score.
And, you know, Patrick, as I did some research on St. Ed's, you know, one of the things to keep in mind, they've only played one other GAC school, Southern Nazarene. That one went to 5. They've played a lot of very good teams, very tough.
Maddie Dix served once again back over to the Suns after the Hilltoppers, but they're going to call a point for the Golden Suns.
What he's saying here is the line judge is making the sign that something had either hit the antenna or gone over or behind the antenna. So that's the line judge's call.
After another Maddie Dix serve, a nice block by MCCALL Wilkins and Amanda Milnick, and it's going to be a 3-0 lead for the Suns.
Arkansas Tech kind of has picked up where it left off in set number 2.
Another serve coming by Maddie Dix. Michaela Grills dig over to McClurg. Back to the Suns now. Maddie Dix, the set, the attack by Eschner. Kate Hendricks there. But here comes Bell once again. Hunter Eschner's rocking a nice dig, though, by McClurg. A quick over by Rosinski. Finds a hole in the defense and a point for Tech.
No, there's an old Yogi Berra saying, hit it where they ain't. And, well, Sarah Rosinski just did that.
That was very fitting. That was very fitting. They had a good job here.
Hey, I can make my obscure references work.
Maddie Dix serves once again over the Hilltoppers, and Nagel's there as they push it back over. A nice block, though, on the front line by Kate Hendricks for the Hilltoppers. And they are on the board. Arkansas Tech leads 4-1 now.
I don't think I want to live in a world where a Yogi Berra reference is obscure.
Okay, that's very good. That's very, very accurate, very good point.
Thank you.
Jacelyn Billy serve over to the Suns, back to the Hilltoppers now. A hard hit ball to Maddie Dix. Going to go off and out of bounds. Another point for the Hilltoppers, and they only trail by 2.
Excellent play there by St. Edwards to put that one away. Madison Nagel tried to dig it up, just couldn't do it, and that one went sailing.
Another serve coming from Billy Eschner there with the dig. The set by Rosinski, back to Eschner, but Hendricks is there to push it back over. Here come the Hilltoppers. Kate Hendricks to Rosinski. Nagel to Milnick. And here come the Hilltoppers. Drill in there for her first kill of the set, and the Hilltoppers only trail by 1. 4-3 your score now.
Looked like Arkansas Tech was anticipating something a little bit shorter on that last point, but St. Ed's went long and has pulled within 4-3 here in set 3.
Well, so from Billy comes in another point for the Suns, and we're tied up here in set number 3.
Well, I think, St. Ed's took a look at what Arkansas Tech did in set number 2, said, we see your adjustments and we can make them too. And they're going to put up a fight here in set number 3.
The serve from Billy to Eschner, now to Milnick. A nice dig by Billy. Goes back over to the Suns, though. Rosinski to Eschner. To Billy. Now to Beckham. Here comes Grill. Rosinski on the dig. The set by Nagel. Eschner with a hard hit ball, but it goes back over to the Suns. Nagel. Now to Milnick. The set, the attack by McClurg. Suns have it once again. Rosinski to Eschner. In there for the Tech point. Good point after that long rally.
There was nothing you could do defensively on that one, considering where St. Edwards was positioned. Hunter Eschner hit that ball as well as you possibly could. Puts it just inside the back line. The Golden Suns back on top 5-4.
Madison Nagel's serve now to Kate Hendricks. Pushes it back to the Suns. Rosinski to Nagel. Here comes Eschner. Another hard hit ball, but a nice tip to Beckham. Now here comes Grill for the Hilltoppers, going to be in there for a point, and the same similar type of thing. It found a spot where the defense wasn't.
Yeah, and that is so key in this game. I mean, there's a lot of strategy. I mean, you don't just rear back and hit it as hard as you can. You got to figure out where it's going to go, and these players have to think on the fly.
Beckham serving now for St. Edwards. We're tied up here 5-5. Another hard hit ball by Hunter Eschner. Billy now to Grill. And the Suns have it once again. Here comes Rosinski to Rodemers. Nice dig by Beckham in the backcourt. McClurg gets it back to the Suns. Nagel to Rosinski to Milnick. Beckham runs over and gets it. Billy now to Hendricks. Brzezinski there at the dig. Nagel to set. Here comes Milnick once again. Out of bounds and a point for St. Edwards. 6-5 your score.
St. Ed's on top for the first time since the opening set.
Looks like those adjustments they made in the break are working out very well.
Absolutely.
Beckham serving once again. Rodemers the dig. The set by Brzezinski. The attack by Eschner. Nice diving dig by Billy back to the Suns. Brzezinski the set. The attack by Milnick. Beckham's there. Billy to McClurg. Matty Dix on the dig. Brzezinski tries to get it over, but Billy's there with the diving save. Here comes Hendricks to the backcourt. Nagel there. Brzezinski to Rodemers. And a point for the Golden Suns after another long rally. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that this set.
I think so, Patrick.
I'm going to get another ball of water.
This one's going to be a fight down to the wire, I think.
Brings up Amanda Milnick to serve for the Suns. Beckham is there. Billy now to Hendricks. Matty Dix runs up and gets it. Here comes Kinsella. A nice walk though to keep, but a nice dig on the same side by Kinsella to keep it alive. Hunter Eschner. Some confusion. They're waving the flag saying it was touched in the net or on the antenna after the line judge, I guess, did not see it.
So, moving on. Moving on to the next
I'm
play.
not really sure what just happened.
Yeah, that one kind of.
That was a weird play. Grills attack to the Suns now, but here comes Rodemers. Billy's there with the dig. Beckham now to Hendricks. Out of bounds and a point for the Golden Suns, and we're tied up once again.
8-6 Arkansas Tech. It's Friday.
Are you sure? I think it's 7-7. Because we have 7-7 on the live stats.
Let's double check this here. Now I've got 8-6 on the live stats. Hey, technical difficulties happen. There's Kinsella with the attack. It's going to come to the near side. They send it over. Matty Dix tries to dig it up. Cannot do it. That is going to be a point for St. Edwards, and now we're at 8-7.
Thank you for saving me there. Got a case of the Fridays. You know, the Mondays. I think it's the same thing on this Friday.
Just so long as you don't start singing that infernal Rebecca Black song, we're going to be okay.
You just gave me an idea.
No.
If I had the capabilities to pull that up on here and play it on the computer, it would definitely happen. After the serve, Hilltoppers push it back to the Suns. Milnick, hard hit ball by Kinsella, stays alive though. Billy, now the attack by Parker. Hilltoppers have it once again. McClure gets it back to the Suns. Hunter Eschner, hard hit ball in there for a Tech point. 9-7 your score.
Right there, that's just what the doctor ordered. You know, that type of play, if you can put it away, that'll help get the momentum back for Arkansas Tech when St. Edwards has come back and claimed a little bit of it with a strong performance here in the early going.
Hunter Eschner serving now for the Suns. Dig by Hartley to Billy. Now here comes McClurg. Nice dig by Nagel on the back line. Here comes Dozier. Hartley's there with the dig. The set by Billy backwards to McClurg. High dig and back over, but the Suns have it once again. Milnick to Rodemers, tipped off a defender, and a point for Tech.
The key right there on that play was Madison Nagel's dig on the back line. Made a great pass off the dig, and that made the continuation happen.
Another serve coming from Eschner. Hartley's there on the back line with the dig. Billy upwards to McClurg. Milnick now to Kinsella. Hard hit ball, a rocket, and another point for Tech. 11-7 your score. You're talking about the Rebecca Black song. I like the Ice Cube version better. There you go.
Well, okay, now that I might allow.
Hey, thank you.
You know that, you know.
There's a lot of Friday songs you don't think about. Hunter Eschner's serve goes in the net, and your score is 11-8.
Just checking on this. There's a player for St. Edwards who we have wearing number 1. I don't see her on the roster. We're going to check and see if we can figure out who it is. It's probably just somebody wearing a different jersey here today.
That's what I was wondering. Avalon France serves to the Suns. A hard hit ball by Kinsey Dozier, though. Beckham tries to save it. Not enough, and another point for Arkansas Tech. 12-8 your score now.
Serving number 7.
Brings up Lauren Rodemers to serve for the Suns. Going to have a timeout here to
lineup check.
Check the lineup.
Just to check the rotation. You don't want to give a point away, and you just want to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be.
Take this time to remind you, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at Thone Stadium, Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys welcome in Henderson State for a Great American Conference matchup. Sam Strassner will be on the call. If you're not able to attend, you can listen to that live here on ArkansasTechSports.com, where video will be available as well.
Family Day.
It is Family Day. There's going to be a lot of people on
Bring
campus.
your family.
I'm going to tailgate with my family before the game.
Tailgate with your family.
I mean, hey, there's the possibilities are in an open house in the morning.
That's right.
Come check out Tech if you have it. After the serve by Rodemer, it's going to result in a point for Tech, and their lead is now 13-8. There's always some good food around on that day, too. The plethora of food.
There's good food around all the time.
That's a very good point. When do you start getting food for the volleyball games? Is it in the works here?
Hey, that'd be something.
You guys treat us too well. Rodemer serve in there for the ace, and another point for Tech, and your score is now 14-8.
Hey, I see no reason why we can't get some good tailgaters out here outside the Coliseum too.
There you go. I've never, I didn't know that was a thing or not. Tailgating for the basketball games.
We need to
make it a thing. McClurg with emphasis, a point for St. Edwards to get them back on the board. 14-9 now your score.
Man, you're getting me hungry, and it's getting close to
dinner time. You're exactly right.
I'm telling you.
Perkins to serve for the Hilltoppers. Here comes Dozier, another hard hit ball and another point for Tech. That one had some force with it.
Absolutely.
15-9 your score.
Serving number 6,
Sarah Zinke checks in, going to serve now for the Suns for Kaylee Kinsella. Out of bounds, though, another service error. Or that's one of the first service errors we've seen in this set. And your score is now 15-10.
There's not just been a lot of them here today.
Which is nice after the game on Tuesday, where that really did hurt the Suns, and I'm glad to see that they fixed that and bounced back these past 2 nights. Hard hit serve off the hands of Hunter Eschner, and the Hilltoppers are within 4.
That right there, the second service ace of the match for the Hilltoppers.
McClurg serving once again, trying to get them back in this ball game, only trailing by 4. Low dig by Eschner. Brzezinski to Wilkins, a nice block on the front line by the player we do not have a name for.
Actually, you know what? The jersey says 1, the shorts say 6, so I'm going to guess that is Carly Smiddle.
Okay.
That's what we're going to call her. If we're wrong, we apologize.
A point for Tech after a hard hit ball off the front line of Hilltoppers by Kinsey Dozier, and your score is now 16-12. Maddie Dix to serve now for the Suns once again today. Billy there. Over to Hendricks, and they're going to find an open spot in the defense of the Suns, and the Hilltoppers move to within 3 now.
And I have to give my compliments to St. Edwards. They're one of the rare teams that, in addition to having the numbers on the jerseys, they have them on the shorts as well. So when we have that situation where there might be a cross-up, you're able to kind of put 2 and 2 together.
It makes our job easier, too, and then it comes to that. Billy's serve over to Maddie Dix, now to Eschner. Hard hit ball by Beckham there, but she's there to save the dig. McClurg over to the Suns once again. Brzezinski back to Milnick. They're going to call in the net by the Suns, and a point for St. Edwards, and they only trail by 2 now. 16-14 your score. Jacelyn Billy will serve once again. Diving dig by Maddie Dix. Brzezinski calls off Wilkins over to Asher. Now here come the Hilltoppers. Kate Hendricks pushes it back to the back line for Brzezinski. Maddie Dix runs up, some miscommunication, but Nagel gets it over. Billy backwards to Hendricks. Diving save by Brzezinski. Nagel there with the set. Here comes Milnick. Nice block. Eschner tries to get off one hand. Not going to be enough as Maddie Dix tries to run over. And the Golden Suns lead has now been cut to 1.
A narrow lead, still a lead, but Arkansas Tech wanting to get a little bit of separation here and try to put this set away.
16-15 your score. Here in set number 3, Arkansas Tech leading the match 2-0. After the service over to the Suns, they can't get it over. And we're going to have a timeout. We'll take one with them as we're tied up 16-16. We got a great set coming right now. Don't go anywhere. This is Golden Suns Volleyball.
All here in the third set. I'm Paul Smith, Patrick Kammerling. Along with me on the call today, Golden Suns with a 2-0 lead in this match against St. Edwards. And St. Edwards trying to prolong this match into a fourth set. Golden Suns trying to close it out. It'll be Jacqueline Billy to serve for the Hilltoppers. Going left to right on your radio dial. Billy hits it across. Maddie Dix is there. They come up. Rosinki sets it to the near side for Eschner. Eschner across. And it is a point off of St. Edwards. Golden Suns pull back ahead 17-16. Maddie Nagel steps up the service line. Junior out of Rowlett, Texas. Hits it across. They set middle for Kate Hendricks. She goes into the net. Nothing going there, and the Golden Suns lead now 2. 18-16 Arkansas Tech. Nagel continues to hold serve. This one goes long, center back. It's passed off, hit right side, sent across by Hendricks. It will be down, and St. Ed's is pulled back to within 1. 18-17 your score here in set number 3. Golden Suns with a 2-0 match lead. And Morgan Beckham, the libero for the Hilltoppers, will step in to serve. This one's a short one. Maddie Nagel is there. Rosinki digs it up. Nagel with the free ball over. Now to the near side. It's tipped across. Golden Suns will play it, and Maddie Dix sends it deep, but St. Ed's keeps it alive. The set's to the far side for Michaela Grill. That one is going to be long. That one is going to be down. A point for the Hilltoppers, and we are all knotted up at 18 here in set number 3. As Beckham steps back to the service line. Center back for Maddie Dix. They set middle. Maddie Nagel will free ball it over. On the attack for St. Ed's, Michaela Grill. This one is out. But a touch is called on Arkansas Tech. The line judge called it out. The head official saw the touch, and now St. Edwards has pulled ahead in this third set, 19-18.
This one's just going back and forth, and I think we're seeing a lot of it, like you said, is going to come down to the very end.
Maddie Dix digs it up center back. They set it to the near side for Eschner. Eschner, it's dug up by the libero. They set middle. Maddie Nagel gets the attack. Now they go to the far side for Milnick. Milnick puts it down, and the Golden Suns have tied the set.
Love to see that out of the Suns, coming out of a timeout, and then everything, just kind of staying in this one as they, as the Hilltoppers have trailed back.
Amanda Milnick steps to the service line, hits it deep. St. Ed's will set it to the center. Goes across. Milnick is there to dig it up. Nagel sets it up. Hunter Eschner just touches it to get it across. It's back to St. Ed's. They'll go to the left side. It is attacked and killed as Michaela Grill goes cross court. And St. Ed's pulls ahead again, 20-19. Julia Hartley will check in and serve for the Hilltoppers. We have a 20-19 lead in this third set. This one is long, this one is out, and we are tied.
I think the difference in this one is going to be who makes the less errors here and down the stretch.
Absolutely. Hunter Eschner, sophomore rider right here in Russellville, steps up to serve. And that one is long. So St. Edwards pulls ahead, 21-20. Avalon France checks in. And she will serve. They go back after Eschner. Milnick sets it over Dozier. It's dug up. St. Ed's will send it across from the back line. Milnick sets it over for Kinsella, who tips it. St. Ed's will play it. They attack it. It's blocked. It's put back. We've got a live one here. In the net are the Golden Suns, and St. Edwards will extend its lead to 22-20. Hilltoppers 3 points away from extending this match to a fourth set. Coach Christy Byer wants timeout. We're going to take it with her. Back in 60 seconds. This is Golden Suns Volleyball.
Back at Tucker Coliseum. A tight-knit set number 3 here as St. Edwards holds a 22-20 lead, trying to extend the match, and they trail 2-0 in the match right now to Arkansas Tech. I think, like we said, you know, it's going to come down to who doesn't make the most errors.
Absolutely.
In this down the stretch. Hartley to serve. Amanda Milnick now over to Dozier. Hard hit ball. What you love to see out of the timeout, a point for Tech.
Absolutely. And here's a little factoid for you. Madison Nagel, who's checking out for Arkansas Tech, has 30 digs in this match. That is the first time that a Great American Conference player has had 30 digs in a 3-set match.
We'll see if that is the difference here as Lauren Rodemers serves over. Here comes McClurg. She's going to find another hole in the defense of the Suns, and they have a 2-point lead now. 23-21 your score.
And 2 points away from pushing this match to a fourth set.
Michaela Parker, freshman from Fair Oaks, California, to serve here for the Hilltoppers. Milnick over to Wilkins, too high on the set. And another point for St. Edwards as they extend their lead to 3.
It looks like Hilltoppers are in good position to live to fight another set.
Michaela Parker trying to put this one away. To Eschner. Milnick now on the set over to Dozier. Diving save by Hartley on the back line. McClurg to Hartley back over. Nagel to Milnick. Kinsella. Nice dig on the back line, over and out of bounds. And a point for Tech to stay alive.
That is 10 kills for Kaylee Kinsella. Second time this season she has reached the 10-kill mark.
She's had a great day coming off the bench for the Suns. Sarah Rosinski serves now. Here comes McClurg, though, for the Hilltoppers. Rosinski there on the dig. Nagel now over to Milnick, blocked back to the Suns. Milnick once again tries to just lob it over in there for another Tech point, and they're back within 1.
24-23. Katie bar the door.
They're trying to make it interesting here.
They've done that. They've done that.
Sarah Rosinski serving once again, trying to tie it up. The dig by Hartley. A nice block by McCall Wilkins and Amanda Milnick, and we're tied up here 24-24.
Would you expect anything else?
I would not, after the way they've been going back and forth like this, and we're going to have a timeout. We'll take it with them, 24-24. Trying to get the momentum back on their side. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is Golden Suns Volleyball. back at Tucker Coliseum. You got your drink there.
Yeah, I just had to clear my throat. You got to clear my throat.
You got to get set for this one as we come back tied up 24-24. Sarah Zinke to serve, trying to, after, what, we're down 3. And they came back, and now it's 24-24 here to made it very interesting. The serve from Rosinski. McClurg. Over, Dozier's there, pushes it back to the Hilltoppers. Here comes Parker now to the Suns. Dozier once again tipped off a defender, and a point for Tech, and they have a 25-24 lead and 1 point away from ending the match.
Match point now for the Golden Suns after St. Ed's had set point just a couple of points ago.
Here we go. The dig by Beckham. The set over to McClurg. Rosinski's there. It's going to fall off and out of bounds. We're tied up once again.
Hey, we're going to keep playing.
Keeping us on our toes. In checks, Kate Hendricks for the Hilltoppers. Madison McClurg will serve for the Hilltoppers. Eschner's there with the dig. The set by Rosinski. Massenagel attacks it over. Beckham there with the dig. France pushes it over to the Suns. Eschner there. Rosinski now to Dozier in there for the Tech point, and they have a lead once again. 26-25 your score.
It's kind of a seesaw affair here in the late going, but Arkansas Tech in that match point situation, a little bit more of an enviable situation.
Brings up Maddie Dix to serve to try and put this one away. The dig, the set, I have some confusion. Beckham puts it over. Maddie Dix is there. Rosinski to Wilkins in there for the Tech point, and they're going to do it. 27-25 your final as the Golden Suns fight back and come back from a 3-point deficit in the latter part of this set number 3 to get away with a 27-25 victory. Great effort there by the Suns, Paul.
Absolutely, and you know, you look at the staying power of Arkansas Tech in that set. St. Edwards jumped up after, you know, a less than ideal performance for them in set number 2. They came back and had a respectable third set, really ratchet up the pressure defensively, and you saw Arkansas Tech kind of slip back into what they did in the opening set, making a lot of attack errors. 8 attack errors for the Golden Suns in set number 3. But when it came down to it, Arkansas Tech holds on, 3-0 win. Coach Christy Beyer could not have asked for much more in this non-conference game here against St. Edwards. Arkansas Tech keeps the winning path going, and the Golden Suns will hold on to that, and they're going to be back in action next Tuesday, I believe, against Philander Smith and Williams Baptist, a little tri-match before hosting a pair of Great American Conference matches next weekend, Southeastern Oklahoma and East Central. So this homestand continues for Arkansas Tech.
Great match today, great showing, a lot of momentum going into those matches that you just spoke about. But for us here at Tucker Coliseum, that's going to do it. Arkansas Tech winners 3-0 over St. Edwards, a quality non-conference matchup and a great way to step out of the Great American Conference and a good win for the Suns. For Paul Smith, I'm Patrick Camerling. Thanks for joining us. You've been listening and watching to Golden Suns Volleyball.